Hey guys, welcome back. So what we're looking at today is 7.9 rays and radians. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So use the given information to find the desired values. So what we're looking at here is for number 1, given circle B and marked angle measure, find the measure of angle ADC and find the measure of arc AC. So for each of these, you're going to have 2 answers. So make sure you have 2 answers for all of these. So looking at this first one, we know that the central angle here is 135, which means this arc AC is 135. So that means finding ADC, the longer way around the circle, we're going to take 360 minus 135, which is going to give us, oh, sorry, I looked at the wrong thing. Ignore me. I'm sorry. I looked at it wrong. I read it backwards. So we're finding the measure of arc AC, which is 135. So arc AC equals 135. Now remember, the relationship between this arc and the intercepted angle is the arc is twice the value of the angle. So we take 135 and we divide it by 2. 135 divided by 2 is going to give us divided by 2, the measure of angle ADC equals 67.5 degrees. All right, so same idea for number 2. You're given circle D with marked radius, so you have the radius on here. Find the measure of arc FH and find the measure of arc EF. So you're just looking at what the arc is for, let's see, FH, so this little arc here, and EF, this arc over here. So note, I have this angle here, that's the intercepted, for that, double it, so this will be 60 degrees. Then you can solve for the one over here, and then solve for the one up top. All right, the ones down below here. So for this one here, given circle K and marked angle measure, find the measure of arc JL. Find the radian measure that goes with the angle of 125. So central angle, that means the arc is the same thing as the central angle. So measure of JL, arc JL is 125 degrees. Now, 125 degrees equals 2.18 radians. Now, how we find that is by taking the degree times, the degree divided by 360. Hang on, my brain is malfunctioning here. Take the degrees, 125, divide it by 180, and then multiply it by pi. And so if we find what that is, we would find that it's 2.18 degree, or radians, sorry. So what we're doing here is we're converting between radians and degrees. So converting is your key word for this lesson, converting. So for 5, we're going to take 100 over 180 times pi. Now 100 over 180 will simplify down to 5/9 pi. Now typically we like to leave our radians in terms of a fraction and pi rather than actually multiplying them through like we did on the last one. It's a little easier to work with when we have it like that. But that's what you're doing. So you're just taking whatever the degree is. So if you're given a degree, divide it by 180, reduce that down, and then multiply that number by pi. Now, to reverse it, when you're given the radians and you need to find the degrees, then you're going to take, so pi over 3 times 180 over pi. So the pi's will cancel, and so then you just take 180 divided by 3, which will give you 60 degrees. So in the case of 5 pi, we have 5 pi over 1 times 180 over pi. That cancels the pi's out. 5 times 180 is going to give us 900 degrees. So that's exactly what you're doing there. You're just taking and converting between degrees and radians. All right, and for the last section, we are finding the centers of rotation. So given the two figures, find the center of rotation that was used, then use a compass to draw the concentric circles. You do not have to use a compass to draw the concentric circles. So for this one here, we've got this point here and this point here. So we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So our center of rotation is right there. Let me make that bigger so you can see. It's this point right here. Now for 15, looking at this one, we are going to take and use C to help us. So C is a little tricky to use, but if we go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half, the rotation isn't going to be up here. It's going to be way down here. So we're going to be coming over 1 because that's going to help with this rotation. And then we're going to go down from C 7. So we'll get on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put it over here. And that will be our point of rotation. Okay? All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.